So welcome to Added Time, our chance to reflect on quite an incredible afternoon here at Vicarage Road. I'm in the company of a Watford legend, former captain Jay DeMerit. Jay, great to have you here. Hopefully joined by a couple of special guests as well over the next 10 minutes or so. Jay, is that just the epitome of a game of two halves that we've just seen there?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But even in the first half, you look at the run of play and you look at the amount of possession that Watford have. I think they just let themselves down in the final third. And I think Arsenal did sit back and waited for that counter attack, and they hit us twice on a couple mistakes that Watford made. So I think Watford overall should have been a 3-2, but I think we'd be a little bit frustrated. But anytime you can take a point from a team like Arsenal, I think it's a win.
Well, so you look at the stats, I think it was 31 shots on target, the most Arsenal have ever faced, the most we've had in the Premier League as well. So real intensity there, trying to press Arsenal into some mistakes.
Yeah, and I think I think a lot of this team drives from the midfield, and they do a great job not only getting the ball back when it's lost, but also just controlling that midfield pressure. And I think they did a good job like that today, creating those final third chances. And I think the turn of the screw means next time you just got to put those in the net.
Well, that's it.
It becomes a different
is
story.
it one of those almost some of the players, it'll feel like a 3 points missed rather than a point gained?
I think
definitely,
so.
yeah.
I think so. And I think, but again, when you're missing your marquee strikers, it's hard. And other guys got to step in and try to, get those goals when maybe they'd come from somebody else in a different day. But, I think the good thing is that when you get 30 plus shots on goal, that's a good sign. Now it's just about, again, turning that screw and making sure they go in next time, which again gives us hope in two challenging games coming up soon.
Well, yeah.
And it never gets easy in the Premier League. It just actually gets harder. So I think to walk away with a point is, again, a good move in the right direction.
Yeah, and who particularly stood out for you? I mean, I think Gerard Deulofeu sort of did everything bar score, didn't he, out there? Really impressive performance from him.
Yeah, and what I like about him is he got the ball back a bunch of times. His ability to step in front of plays and create that space to get on the ball and create plays. I think he did it, and he grew as the game went on. I think I thought Cleverley did a good job. His engine is one of the best in the league. That's why he's out there. I know that that's one of the big strengths he brings to this team is just his engine, his ability to get on the ball, give it, and really create the tempo. And I think that's really what he brought to this team. And I think you got Capoue in the middle, who is just always solid.
Yep.
He breaks things up. He a couple of those long balls he played to the wingers to get them in that final third to create chances. I think again those little things are the big difference, and tightening up the screw on some of the mistakes from a defensive standpoint, or giving the ball away, which created both of their goals. Again, those are mistakes, and that's it. But as long as you're not doing that in run of play, these are mistakes that can be corrected.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the message, to say 30 plus shots plus a couple mistakes that actually gave them their goals. I think that breeds confidence into the next week.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned Tom Cleverley there. Tom is just going to join us here.
Great as hair.
Fresh from the shower and a few TV duties. Of course, Tom, you guys played together, didn't you?
He was like, well, who impressed you today? And I didn't even know you were standing there. I said your name, but here we are.
Now, of course, you guys played together, didn't you, in your first spell when you were on loan from Man United? What do you remember of playing with Jay?
Yeah, he was our captain that year, so it was a very good centre half. Stick his head on anything, and I think you got an eye injury that year, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, but no.
I have someone else's window in my eye. I had a transplant, so I see through dead people, which is pretty interesting, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it's good to see him.
And Tom, what's the atmosphere like in that dressing room after that game, and particularly the second half performance?
Mixed emotions, really. We're disappointed with the result in the end, but could have gone a lot different, and we're happy with the performance and the confidence we can take from the second half.
We were just talking about that, like when you get to this point where that second half wave comes in, you get these chances. And now, again, some of the marquee forwards are out right now. This is a good chance for guys to step into these opportunities. And I suppose that's where the disappointment comes from.
Yeah, definitely. I think looking at the 30-odd shots we've had, it seemed a bit similar against West Ham. We're just not being really clinical. I don't think it was a case of bad finishing today. I think they got a lot of block shots and a couple of near misses.
That one you had at the end was in for sure.
Yeah, it was in all the way. Yeah, I could have done with that one. But
and what about the one in the first half? I mean, that would have been an absolute screamer, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like I'm happy with how many shots I'm having compared to last season. I'm getting in good positions. I think I'm averaging about 5 shots a game in the starts I've had. So. Yeah, it's something playing in that advanced midfield role that I want to improve on.
And Craig Dawson as well. He's taken some stick, possibly unfairly, this season, but a couple of great tackles, in that second half when Arsenal was starting to look dangerous, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's the most pleasing thing is the second half, how solid we were at the back. We've not looked that solid this season, and it's something we were good at last year. So second half, I did not feel like they were going to score at all, and that helped us get numbers forward. So yeah, we'll take a lot of pride in that.
And what's this week been like? New manager obviously coming in, who you wouldn't have met before. What's he been like around the club? How's he sort of set you up today?
Yeah, Jay will know when you get a new manager, he's got his own ideas, but he's not been bombarding us with information, just the basics, been black and white, no grey areas. And I think one of the key areas is how to set up from their goal kicks that obviously helped us get the first goal today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt quite really organised, especially second half.
Like I said, the goal kick seemed to be a real strong area for you guys in terms of pressing them into some mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a surprise that they tried to play like that. It's just more of a surprise that they didn't adapt during the game, really. They kept giving us the little sniffs. And they were just so stubborn that they kept doing it. So sometimes they'll play 10 passes and get out and create a chance, but yeah, the risk-reward didn't quite work for him today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking just before about Jerry, sort of did everything bar score today, didn't he? So it's good to see him back on form, though.
Yeah, he's our genuine match winner, do you know what I mean? If I was a fan, I'd be happy to pay my money and come watch players like him. And yeah, when he gets in so many 1v1 positions, he's going to have a field day like he did today.
Yeah.
So one of the things you do when you get these types of performances that would be considered positive, the ability now, what's the message in the locker room? How do you carry that through to a couple tough games now coming up? But how do you take 30 plus shots again? A point against one of the top teams in the Premier League. How do you now take that attitude? Actually, I suppose twist the disappointment, but now move it into how do we take this and move it into next week?
Yeah, I think just the confidence and obviously next week is probably the toughest game you'll have all season. But we'll have another week with the manager. We'll be trying to be even more solid than we were second half. But yeah, it's not. We've obviously only scored 2 goals. It's nice to get 2 more goals to add to that, and yeah, mainly just the confidence thing, really.
Good man. Well, look, Tom, we'll let you get on. Cracking performance today. Well done. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'll text you later.
Jay, I mean, how important is that guy? He was obviously out injured for quite a while, but now back and starting, and that's so important for this team, isn't it? Having his quality.
Yeah, and again, you talk about the engine room, and I think every good team needs one. Every team needs a good engine, and Tom Cleverley is well known for his engine, his ability to get around the ball, his ability to always bring energy to the game, whether that's getting it, receiving it, or making a tackle. Those types of things is what he brings to this team, and I think when he's healthy, he's a major part of this team.
Great. Well, we're joined by another special guest, a very, very special guest. Quique Sanchez-Flores is with us. Quique, absolute pleasure to have you with us. Wow. Caught your breath back now, so tell us, first of all, if we take it back to kick-off time, 4:30, what was it like walking out for the second time as manager and that reception you had from the fans?
I love it. I am a little bit shy because I'm very shy. I wasn't expecting too much, so that's why I come really fast there to my seat. But it was really emotional, They are the fans touched my hair, yeah.
I bet, because you said it was a very easy decision for you to come back, but was that the moment when you thought, yeah, this was definitely the right decision? I feel at home.
Well, we know this is very tough this year because it's not the same as 3 years ago. It was really tough. We know we are Amber. It's a team who just promote, so we have our limits and everything. Now, 3 years later, the team improved a lot. Now the goal is different, but we are in the bottom. We need to manage this kind of feelings. You can do more, but at that moment, maybe the mentality and the power is not enough, so we need to manage. And every single match is very, very tough in Premier League, so we can't trust too much in what happened with other teams.
No.
Just try to trust ourselves.
Now, as a coach that knows some of the players, that's probably rare. Anytime you take over a new job again, normally you have new players and that's all you have. But since you have been here, talk about what that's like to come into a team again with new players that somebody else has brought in, but also having the confidence and the calmness, I suppose, to make sure that some people in the locker room. Talk about what that's like coming back.
Well, you say the players, I need to know the players. All of them, they are new. So just 4 players for the last time. So I think everything changed a lot. So for me, the most important thing now is in 1 week, try to know the players, how is the confidence they are, how fit. looking for a statistic about how many minutes they play, how fit they are, if they are painful or they have some problem, if they are not 100% fit in the pitch. We need to manage a lot of information now. What we do know is very difficult. We want to be really sensible with this kind of information during the week and try to put the best team right now.
And if we look at the game today, the first half, we started very strongly in that first 20 minutes, really pressing Arsenal, some good attacking play, and then obviously disappointing them to go 2-0 down. That first goal, did you feel it was a foul on Hughes here?
Yeah, well,
possibly.
In football, I prefer it's not foul because I prefer the football when it's in contact. This is not a foul.
No.
In England anymore, and probably in
well, for me, I wouldn't want that. Center back. We never get those calls.
Exactly.
So,
this is nothing for you. Exactly nothing. So no, it's indefensible.
So frustrating, yeah.
But the impact was the first goal of Arsenal was a big impact for us against us because we are playing well. The first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we went there with a lot of personality, playing well, creating the first 4 or 5 attempts. So we are confident in that way. So when we receive the goal, it's like, oh, we need to come back again and try to improve. But anyway, we were strong. We resist the Arsenal 2 goals. We concede 2 goals. But we resist because Arsenal wanted more.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
With the ball, he pressured.
With their attacking line, they're going to come at you,
Lines and we try. Okay, we play. I think in the second half we play a different game. We tried to go starting 0-0, and then the advantage in the second half was for us.
So is that what you said to the team in the tunnel at half time? Look, almost restart. Let's see what we can do.
And even to care about us because with 2-0, 2-0, the Arsenal could be more. Probably they want more. So if we split the team, we split the shape, and we divide the team in 5 and 5 attacking and 10 defending. It's very easy to do that when we are losing, and then for Arsenal it's a very party very fun with all these kind of spaces. So it was very important with the mentality to keep together, strong, and try to put the block a little bit high because it's much better for us.
Yeah, and some impressive stats. We were just saying 31 shots. I think you guys had across the course of the game. Yeah, there you go. You come in. You've set a record, I think, for Watford in the Premier League.
Even my record in my career. No, but it's about the confidence of the player. It's very good information for them. It's very good information for them because if they are able to do that against Arsenal, I know that every single match is different. You know that, but if you are able to do that, you are able to repeat. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it was a terrific second half then, and obviously Tom Cleverley all game. He was great. We were saying almost got the worldie in the first half. How those players? Yeah, good save there. And this, as Jay was saying, some of those players that you don't know previously. How impressed have you been with some of those performances for you? The players that you haven't known before. How impressed were you with the way they performed today?
They are not, for me. They are practically all of them. They are not like a coach because I can see in TV or I can see from different leagues. But if you don't have them or you don't lead them, you are not able to know how is the skills or abilities and everything. So for me, Cleverley, of course, he's coming from Everton time ago. He's been a very good team. It's, Manu, I think, right?
Yeah, Manu.
So it's very spared and experimental player. So it's good. It's very good for us.
Yeah, and we were just reflecting. Obviously, next weekend, just another tough game against Manchester City.
Wow.
Wounded animal as well after yesterday.
It's very tough now. About every single match, how is the Premier League?
Do you feel you set up in
some easy play?
It never gets easier.
No, that's right.
That's for sure.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible.
And what's your thinking? Is it set up in the same way, or will you set them up differently to?
We will think, and then we know that the Manchester City usually they play the game that they imagine because they have this kind of power. They can imagine one in possession, the 70%, and then you need to say, okay, but then it's like this. I need to take care with this kind of situation because Manchester, you can't say I'm going to play against Manchester City like I want. You are a little bit, you have your limit against this kind of team because they
be
don't
sensible.
permit. Need to be sensible with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, Quique, it's been terrific to have you back, and what a game today, and more of the same, hopefully. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. See you soon. Quique Sanchez for us there. Great to have him join us, and a great sort of game to get himself underway with that performance.
I think he must be excited. Where he left the team 3 years ago to where they are now again is, I think, improved. You look at the players now that have come in the last couple of years. You look at the quality. You must want to inherit that. For whatever reason why he left. Of course, we all have our reasons of why. But at the end of the day, when you come back into something that could potentially be and should be and probably is better than when you left it, that's a good thing to inherit. And I think that's one of the things. I think could be the major positive. Not only do you inherit some players you already know, but you inherited a club that has a couple better players and a couple people that if he can take his normal ability to make the team better, which he has shown to these fans and to this club many times, I think it's positive and movement in the right direction.
And he's obviously being guarded there about what he might do next weekend against Man City. What would you think? Any changes? I mean, Ismail Assar, is he warranting a starting position potentially? Danny Welbeck move into the squad?
I wouldn't change much. And again, you always want to monitor the progress of Welbeck. I think anytime he can come and make a difference, not only for his own confidence, he even said, like, these games are good for my players' confidence. You have guys getting shots on target, keepers making good saves. Yep. Those types of things from a confidence level, even though they don't go in, Tom Cleverley is going to look next week to shoot more because he's had almost, he's had one and he's had almost had two. And, these are confidence-building games, even though you come back with a draw, which they say, oh, it's not awesome. But at the end of the day, you're still growing in confidence from a player's perspective, and I think that's certainly what he's bringing to this team. Good man.
So you're feeling confident?
I think. Well, I watched the game yesterday, and Man City didn't look amazing. But again, I think they very rarely do that twice.
That's
so I'm
right.
not that excited.
But confident for the rest of the season ahead with Quique.
I am confident with the rest of the season. I think the squad here is definitely good enough to push for top 10s plus, and I know that's the club mantra. That's the club goals, and I don't think that's far away. We're 4 games into the season. It's not something to be that scared of. They just need to get their goal scorers back.
Good man. Well, if you're confident, I'm confident. Jay, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. That is all from Added Time for today. Of course, the trip next weekend to Manchester City. Keep an eye on social media for all the build-up to the game. We'll see you next time.
Oi, click here for more videos.